I stood at the edge of the ballroom, the gold chandeliers reflecting off the glass of champagne I didn't plan to drink. My cousin twirled in her bridal gown across the stage, the same cousin my parents had once compared me to, back when they said, "If only you were a boy, we'd have something to be proud of." Now they were smiling at me across the hall, pretending nothing had happened, pretending the girl they threw out had simply grown into their savior. Because tonight they needed money, my money, to fund the wedding. 10 years ago, I remember standing at our front gate with a suitcase in my hand. My father's voice echoed behind me. "Go find your own worth, since you think you have one." I was 18, a scholarship letter in my pocket, a tear on my cheek I swore I'd never let fall again. They wanted a son to carry the family name. They got a daughter who carried her own scars instead. I left without looking back. But I remembered the slam of the door, the finality of it. That sound shaped every breath I took after that day. I didn't plan revenge, not at first. I just wanted to survive. I worked days in a tiny cafe, studied nights under flickering lights. Every time exhaustion pulled me down, I remembered my mother's words. A girl can never stand on her own 2 feet. So, I built an empire just to prove her wrong. By 28, I owned 3 companies. I had employees who called me ma'am with respect, not pity. My name was on contracts, buildings, and people's tongues. But it was never enough. Not until they would have to say it too. The message came out of nowhere. "Beta, your cousin's wedding is next month. Your father thought you might help us financially." Beta, a word they never used before. I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I typed back one word. Of course. Because revenge doesn't always scream. Sometimes it walks in silence and waits for the perfect moment to be heard. At the wedding, I played the part. Polite smiles, generous compliments, expensive gifts. They introduced me proudly, our daughter, the successful one. The irony stung like perfume over rot. Guests came up, praising me. My parents soaked in the reflected glory, pretending they'd been part of my success. I let them. Until dinner. The host called for a toast. My father gestured for me to speak, expecting gratitude, expecting me to validate the illusion. I stood, glass in hand, and felt every year of silence sharpen into purpose. "I'm honored to be here," I began, my voice calm. "A family gathering after so long." Laughter, applause. "But I'd like to clarify something before I make my contribution." The room hushed. I turned to my parents. "When you disowned me for not being a boy, I thought I'd lost my family. But now I see I didn't lose anything. You did." Gasps. Someone's fork clattered. "You wanted a son to make you proud. Instead, you created a daughter who learned how to live without you, who built her own name, her own life. So tonight, let me give you what you taught me: independence." I reached into my purse, pulled out an envelope, and placed it on the table in front of my father. "It's a check," I said softly, "not from love, from closure. Use it well. It's the last time you'll ever need anything from me." My mother's eyes glistened. She tried to speak, but the words trembled and died between us. I walked away before anyone could stop me. Outside, the night air hit my skin like release. I heard muffled sobs behind me, my mother's maybe, or maybe echoes of what could have been. For a moment, I almost turned back, but then I remembered that 18-year-old girl with a suitcase and no home. She deserved this walk, away, not toward. Later, as I sat in the car, I watched the lights of the wedding fade in the rearview mirror. My driver asked quietly, "Ma'am, are you all right?" I smiled. I am now. Because sometimes revenge isn't fire. It's silence. It's success. It's the calm refusal to need the people who once broke you. And that night, when they cried, it wasn't because I hurt them. It was because they finally realized I had become everything they'd ever wanted without them.